Make sure you don't miss a thing. Go to starzology.com/newsletter and sign up. Welcome to the Starzology Astrology Podcast. I am your host, Alison Price, and I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Arwynne O'Neill.
Hello, Alison. It's great to be here again.
So nice to have you once more. So today we're going to be continuing on with our series that we've been having on aspects.
Yeah.
And this time we're going to be looking at the aspects of Mercury.
Yes.
So what we're talking about here is that Mercury in your natal chart, does it have aspects? What type of aspects does it have? And to whom or to which planet does it have the aspects? Because that's always an interesting thing.
Absolutely. It's one of our favorite planets.
Yes.
Yeah.
And why is that, Arwynne?
Well, it is my ruling planet.
Is it? And how do we determine that for our new people?
I am a triple Virgo. I have the Sun, Moon, and Mercury in Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. So we've done a planetary complexes episode, and Mercury was head and shoulders above all the other planets in my chart.
In your chart.
For influence.
Yes.
Yeah. So I highly recommend anyone to go through that exercise and find out what their most powerful planet is. And for anyone who, like me, and anyone who's probably a Virgo or a Gemini, find value in learning about their Mercury aspects.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so I'll put a link to that, to the planetary complexes episode below.
Yeah.
And so what Arwynne's saying is that Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, and because her sun is in Virgo, and so her moon is in Virgo, and it's and with the calculation, it came out as top of the heap in her chart.
Yeah.
So. Well, no, not necessarily, but we just wanted to just make sure we're clear about why.
Yeah, for sure.
So aspects in general is something that is really basic astrology. It's part of the cornerstones. You've got your signs, your planets, your houses, and your aspects. And knowing your aspects is important.
Yeah.
And any aspect to visible planets, of which Mercury is one, is going to be important.
For sure. We're going to be focusing mostly on the Ptolemaic aspects, which means the conjunction, opposition, square, sextile, and trine.
Yes.
The big five.
The big
if
five.
You have some kind of quincunx or sesquiquadrate.
Go you.
Yes. Or semi-square. Sure. Cool. That's awesome. But I would focus mostly on the major aspects. Major/Ptolemy.
Yes. To start with, Yeah. So not everybody is going to have an aspect from their Mercury. Most will, but you could have an unaspected Mercury, and that's also fine. Yeah. But most people are going to have one or two aspects to Mercury, and we're just going to go through, well, not a few of them. We're going to go through all of them to each of the planets and just discuss in general what one could anticipate with aspects to your Mercury.
Absolutely.
So where are we going to start?
Well, I think we should start with Mercury Sun.
Right.
For starters, that is the most likely aspect you will have.
Which aspect is that?
Anything basically conjunct, Mercury conjunct the sun. Because if you look at the solar system, Mercury is in a tight orbit right around the sun. And from our perspective on Earth, which is how we do astrology, Mercury is either conjunct the sun or nothing.
Yes.
And it's rarely nothing.
That's it.
It's mostly conjunct the sun.
It's either showtime or it isn't.
Exactly.
So
you're either going to have Mercury conjunct the sun or it's going to be one sign over in either direction.
Okay.
Basically.
Yes.
That's it. That's all it's going to be.
So this is it. So do you have Mercury conjunct the sun?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Yeah. We represent the entire spectrum.
We do, because there's only two options, which once you get your head around it, it's so much easier to work it all out, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. So if you have Mercury conjunct the sun, which I happen to do, it means that your communication style and the way you think of yourself, your ego, the sun is basically your personality in your chart, your sense of self. So those two things are going to be in alignment. So the way you present yourself and the way you think you are in lockstep, which is great. That's a great place to be. And if they're not, that will mean that you have Mercury one sign before or after the sun, right?
You could do.
Yeah.
Because I'm unaspected, but they're still both
in
the
same sign. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also still great.
Yeah.
They're not conjunct, but they're still in Leo. Yeah. They're both in Leo. The way you present yourself and the way you communicate, totally.
Both first house.
Same.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all Leo all the time.
Mm-hmm. I know. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And,
but it could be that you are a Leo, not you, but someone else.
Yes.
It could be a Leo that has Mercury in
Cancer.
Cancer. Yikes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I know. Imagine.
100% different kind of personality there.
Yes.
I would say, I wouldn't say hindered. I mean, it would really depend on all the aspects that it makes, but definitely not as smooth as if they're in the same sign.
No. The only way it works out well is if the sun is in Leo and Mercury's in Virgo, because then they're both neck and neck.
Yes, because
influence. Yes,
exactly, because the sun is in its own sign and Venus, Mercury's in its own sign.
Yeah, so that's always a good thing. If obviously if Mercury's in its own sign of Gemini or Virgo, it's well placed anyway, such as yours, right? Yes.
Yeah.
But all right. So this conjunction.
Yeah, and I mean, we kind of skipped over what Mercury means. It is the planet of communication. It's the planet of thought. It's your communication style, and it can represent how you communicate. If you have any communication difficulties, if you have learning difficulties, how you learn, how you communicate, how you think, express yourself, basically, and how you think. Yeah,
and what you talk about, really.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So that's good. So if it is conjunct the sun, that's a good thing.
Yeah. And if it's not, then you will probably have a little bit more difficulty expressing yourself, or you might have difficulty expressing yourself in a way that gets across to other people the way you wish it would.
Right.
So maybe you think you're communicating clearly, but it's just a little off.
Yeah. For sure.
So that's Mercury sun.
That's Mercury sun, yes.
Yeah. So Mercury moon.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and this could be anything. You could have any
of the aspects. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you have the Mercury moon conjunction, that means that your emotions and your communication are in agreement. Cahoots. Yeah. You express your feelings smoothly and coherently, and people rarely are confused about how you feel, which is awesome. If they're in trine or sextile, also great. If they're in a difficult aspect, not so great.
I have the square. I do.
You have the square. How does that work? How do you feel about that?
It's it's a tricky one.
Yeah.
It's generally the Mercury's more dominant, and I just say what I think and this and that and the other. But when I really get worked up about something, you're going to know.
Yeah.
Because Yeah. It doesn't happen often. And by that, I mean, I'd say once in 5 years, I really get worked up about something and will tell you exactly how it's going to be and how it isn't going to be. But in general, it's a subdued moon, you see. So the Mercury is prominent there. So, and it is opinions. And I do have my, you ask me what you think, I will tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pussyfoot around and say what I think you want me to hear. I'd rather just... and this is why we do our podcast and do our blog, because I can share how I see things.
Yeah.
What I think about X, Y, Z, astrologically wise, rather than,
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's dive into this example just a tiny bit. Just a tiny. I know you don't like to talk about your moon in Scorpio, and I can understand why, but it's an interesting example because with that Mercury in Leo so prominent, so, not conjunct, but in the same sign as your ascendant and your sun.
Yeah.
You're very Leo.
Well, the Mercury's on the ascendant, you see. This is the thing.
So having that Scorpio moon, I would think that when you do, as you say, get worked up about something emotional, I would think that there would be a kind of a boiling point where you can ignore something and you can be like, well, that's not my problem, or that's not, it's not, I'm going to pick my
It's more
battles.
about, I don't care enough about you to get worked up about this.
Right.
But if you're family or somebody, then it triggers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And off with his head. Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would say it's not, maybe it's just a thing too. It's not easy. I wouldn't say it's not easy for me to talk about my emotions. I just never do.
Yeah.
But the day will come, and it hasn't come around you. So, but you'll know it when the day comes. It will. I'll burn the building down.
Oh God, let's hope that never happens.
I know.
We do live in the same building.
No, just
I know that old scorpion and the frog.
Yes,
We're
exactly.
crossing the river. Why did you sting me? It's in my nature.
Exactly. Yes, it's just let's just keep that moon in its place because it doesn't always helpful. It really isn't. It isn't always helpful.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mercury Venus.
Mercury Venus. Yes,
that's a nice one.
Yes,
if it's in a good conjunction or sextile or trine,
right,
that is awesome. I would think that would be a very pleasant thing to have in your chart where you can
speak beautifully, think beautiful thoughts,
express yourself harmoniously, maybe be a peacemaker
nice
or a mediator.
Handwriting and
all of that. Lovely handwriting.
Yeah.
And if they're in a difficult aspect, maybe you're the kind of person who never wants to give someone a ride home because your car is always a mess, or like, oh God, I don't want to invite them over because blah blah blah, and you don't feel like you are presenting yourself in a way that's harmonious or pleasing. And
because they can be conjunct.
Yeah.
And then they can just be sextile. So we're never going to get those tough ones with that pair. Because Venus is 45 for the Sun, Mercury is 28. So what is that, 50? Yeah, it's a it's the sextile.
So they could be out of sign. They could be,
exactly.
So they could be in a difficult, sign, they could,
it's interesting.
They could be like Aries, Pisces, right? So that's not harmonious.
No.
Not at all.
But Mercury's always interesting because we all talk.
Yeah.
We all speak and we all think. And this is Mercury, your day to day. Where did I put my keys? What shall I have for lunch?
Yeah.
Can I make that red light? And these are, we're thinking and talking, and everybody's using their Mercury. Yeah. And it really is, it's not a hidden thing, I don't think, no matter what kind of aspect you have.
For sure.
But if you've got it connected to Venus, maybe through a conjunction, it's going to smooth everything over.
Yeah.
And that would be a very nice place to have it in that conjunction, I think.
For sure. And it's weird because I, just as a personal example, I have them they're not conjunct. They're one sign over from each other.
Right.
But they are both in their own, what's the word?
Dignity,
exactly. So I've got Venus in Libra, dignity, and I've got Mercury in Virgo, dignity.
Yes. And if we go back to your dispositor tree, those are your two trees, your Mercury and your Venus tree.
Exactly. They're very, very powerful in and of themselves, but they don't make any relationship to each other.
No.
So it's almost like my Venus life is kind of a separate part of my personality from my Mercury life.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
They're two separate sides to you because you've got those two trees, if we remember. Yeah.
And I would think because those are the only two kind of relationships you can have. You can either have them conjunct or nothing, or like a sextile. So basically, a lot of people probably have that, which makes sense if you think about our modern society.
Yes.
So your Venus, your whatever.
Your social skills.
Whatever romantic apps you're on, whatever, is very different from your business life, right?
Oh, yes. So, yes.
Yeah, if you feel like those are two different lives you're living, well, there's probably like half the population that feels the same way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mercury's a very interesting planet because we all use it fully every day.
Totally.
Everyone's talking every day.
Yeah. Talking, texting.
Thinking.
100%. Yeah.
Interesting.
Very.
Right.
So Mercury, Mars. I'm picturing them as Greek gods, obviously.
Really?
Yeah.
Which gods would they be?
Well, Mercury with his little arrow and
his little
Mars.
wings on his ankles.
Well, they both have those little skirts on,
Oh, yeah.
So that's sexy. Mercury.
So Mars is what? Apollo, or Mars is Mars? Yes.
Yeah.
So do you have an aspect between your Mercury and your Mars?
Do I?
You do. You have a trine.
Ooh.
Which is just, and you do.
How delightful.
And you can, I don't want to say it, but you can get a biting comment going.
Ooh, please say that. I love that. I love that about you. That's one of my favorite things.
You don't pussyfoot about. you Mars is there and you call a spade a spade.
I mean, I can pussyfoot. I mean, I've been in the corporate world for decades.
You can pussyfoot, but you can't. But you do get your point across.
I do.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Actually, here's a funny Mercury and Mars moment. A couple days ago or weeks ago, I can't even remember. We were in a Zoom call, and it was a massive Zoom call. It's about this project that I'm doing, corporate world, blah blah. And this girl I'm working with, very funny girl. She's from North Carolina, so she's got the hilarious accent, like the delightful Southern accent. And every time she's upset about something, she just says, "Oh goodness," which is amazing, right? So we're in this call, and oh goodness, and
that's code, is it?
Yeah, that basically means like expletive. But yeah, it's funny. So we're in this call and someone is going off about something, and we're both on mute because there's like 12 people on this call and it's about this big project that's going down and there's, some stuff happening. And she just writes to me off to the side because, we're all like on the chat. Yeah. Chat. She writes to me off to the side and goes, "Your face!" ! And I'm like, oh no. Right. So it just says it all, right? Yeah. Like not everyone's going to be looking at me because they're probably looking at the boss lady who's like, reaming somebody about something. She's like, "Oh, your face." I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah. Why did I choose to be on video? I could have just had my photo there, but yeah. So Mars, Mercury, possibly you don't have a great poker face if
But this again, it leads into your writing career.
With
your blog and your.
I love a forceful turn of phrase. I don't like to.
Absolutely do.
I do not like to leave someone not understanding what point I'm making. I like to just.
There's nothing cloudy about your opinions. Yes,
exactly. I like to be very punchy about my point, even if I'm just talking about something that happened to me. I want them to feel like they were there. I want them to know the exact emotions that I want. And I think
you can get your voice loud on occasion.
Yeah, verbally, very rarely.
Yes,
but in writing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Expressive.
Yeah.
And a vast vocabulary. Let's say it.
Oh, I love it. $5 words.
$5 words, yes. The dictionary eater, yes. As we used to say.
Human thesaurus. Yeah.
Yes, and why not? And why not, Exactly. Yeah, so that's great. So you're definitely tapping into the aspect from Mars to your Mercury to your advantage.
For sure. And if you have a square, for example, or an opposition, well, you might be the person who is constantly saying something and then having to walk it back.
Yes, and apologize. Yes.
And apologizing. And, I didn't mean it that way.
Putting your foot in it.
Yeah.
In your mouth, basically, yes.
Yeah. Or you might be that boss lady who everyone's going, "Oh no, yikes," off to the side. They're
getting yelled.
And they're saying to their friends, "Oh my God, your face," because you can't, but you might be the person who is just saying, "Well, why is this like this? What are you doing to fix this? Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about this. What are you doing about it? Why can't you,
do your job?
Have you never done a global rollout before?" That kind of thing, right? That sort of, yeah. So maybe that's actually a good thing if you have the hard aspect, because the hard aspects, they seem hard, but as you grow into them, they enable you to be forceful in a way that someone who has a trine or a sextile is always going to struggle with.
Okay, that's a good point.
I can be forceful in writing.
Yeah,
I can't so much be forceful in a meeting with a bunch of people and say, like, it's this person's fault. Why aren't they doing this? No, I'm not going to be the one to say, "Oh, this vendor is, effing things up. They're not doing their job, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
Maybe I can grow into that. But,
maybe, but with a trine, probably not.
Hashtag goals. I hope to be more, forceful and aggressive and terrible in the future. But
wow, but this would lean into podcasting itself, because Mercury's podcasting.
Yeah,
and the sheer determination we continue to push our podcast
soldier
onwards, right? It's like, and we have the conversation is never going to end with astrology. It's not like we're saying, "Gosh, we're running out of things to say. We're at 180 something episodes. We're nowhere near scratch the surface."
No,
exactly. What we have to say about astrology.
Exactly. Totally.
Okay.
So Mercury,
Jupiter.
Wow, that's a good one. I mean, Jupiter, basically, there's no bad aspect you can have with Jupiter. Even if Jupiter is like square or opposed to Mercury, it's still going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be great. Jupiter is just going to expand and shine a light and give
and promote your
like,
opinion, your thoughts.
Mercury Jupiter is a megaphone.
A megaphone, that's good.
Yeah.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. The town crier.
The town crier.
Did you ever see that old show, Rome?
Yes.
Oh, so good.
With that guy.
The guy. And he was basically like, he was social media. He was
Yes.
He was primitive social media.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
And then they nail it up on the door of what we just said.
Yeah.
It's like, as you say, it's social media. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So Mercury Jupiter is bringing those two things together, the broadcast and the information and the knowledge.
Yeah. 100%.
Where Mercury's the information and Jupiter's the knowledge. It's coming together. If you've got an aspect, you're going to be able to tap into that cohesively.
Yeah. I feel like
I don't have it, you don't have it.
But I feel like this is amazing for like a journalist, a professor.
Oh, yeah. A teacher.
A teacher.
A preacher.
A preacher. Wow. Yeah.
Spreading the word.
Totally. The gospel.
The gospel.
Yeah. This could be like your favorite professor ever. This is like the guy who you hang on their every word.
Yes.
And you end up quoting them years later and you're like, wow, that guy, I don't know why he had such an effect on me.
Yeah.
This is it.
This is the
Mercury
guy.
Jupiter. Yeah.
Because if you've got Mercury Jupiter, you're going to use it.
Oh, yeah.
To spread your knowledge, teach others.
Yeah.
Whatever your field is.
Yeah. Whether you're a professor or you're a writer or you're a journalist or you're
just baking cookies, you're going to be able to get it out there.
Totally. And it's something profound and, maybe spiritual or maybe just educational.
Yeah.
Maybe you have like a great YouTube channel where people come to you and they learn amazing things and they're just like, wow, I just like watched this guy for 10 to 20 minutes and I learned all this stuff about such and such. Mercury Jupiter.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Pity we don't have it, Arwynne.
I know.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
How about Mercury Saturn?
Ooh. Well, it could be great. It could give you gravitas. Ooh. It could enable you to put forth incredibly serious topics.
Do you have this aspect?
Do I?
You do. You have a sextile.
Ooh.
Which is a nice one. So you can put gravitas and you talk about serious topics.
I do.
And we're talking here about Arwynne's main blog, not necessarily the astrology. So she definitely goes
to
the edge.
Go ahead and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Like and
absolutely. Yeah. And she's got this sextile between Mercury and Saturn. Yeah. So your Mercury's well aspected already. We could see this.
Yeah.
So not only have you got the Mars coming, you've got the Jupiter coming in as well. You've got the Sun coming in.
Yeah.
It's a well aspected Mercury.
Yeah.
So you can draw on many things to get your message out.
Yeah. Yeah. I can.
And you do get it out.
I can spin a beautiful narrative about something that other people would think was dull or depressing.
You can spill a good yarn.
I can talk about banking fraud. I can talk about nuclear war and the proliferation of weapons.
You talk about death. You talk about suicide.
Yeah.
All of these topics that I never go near with the barge pole, but
they happen.
Scorpio rising,
Scorpio rising, yeah. Yeah.
So this is it. So, and you're not limited, even though Saturn one would technically think one would be, but you are quite
sextile. That's
that you are able to. I would want to say, get the facts out.
Yeah.
The hard facts.
Yeah. I mean, the way
50 million people died of malaria this year, or that's you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, exactly. So it's important facts. It's important hard facts, but it's not so limiting. I mean, Saturn is limiting in the way that it limits you from spinning off into infinity. I also happen to have Mercury square Neptune. So if I just had that and it wasn't sextile Saturn, well, I mean, yikes, right?
Yes.
So I might just spin off and, lie or like just write like
waffle
poetry or music that people didn't care about. But since I have that,
you've got the hard news, the hard facts.
So I can write about the hard facts poetically and musically and beautifully.
Yes, but
people will be like, "Oh God, that hurt," but you read it so beautifully.
Yes, exactly. So it's there. And once more, we're saying that this Mercury of yours is so well engaged in your chart.
Yeah.
Compared to me, I don't really have all that engagement at all, and other people may not have any aspects at all. But here you are. So you're definitely tapping into all of these strengths from these other planets, and you're channeling them into your writing, into your thoughts, into your opinions.
Yeah. So let's talk about the hard aspect, though.
Okay.
Enough bragging about how great I am.
Oh, all right.
I do love that, but so Saturn, let's say square or opposite Mercury.
You might be so limited with your self-limiting beliefs that you actually don't get your thoughts out. This is the person who journals privately.
Yeah. Yeah. And feels like, well, people don't want to know that.
Yeah, who's interested in my boring little life as I mix concrete and lay a foundation or whatever you're doing?
Well, let me give you an example of how that could be useful.
Yes.
And I haven't seen her chart, but I'm just going to go ahead and assume.
Okay.
Because this is someone, and I've talked a bit about this class that I took, this memoir writing class with Lisa Wilson. There was another lady in the class who was an absolutely brilliant writer and absolutely just compelling, emotionally just punching, everything that she wrote was absolutely fantastically riveting. And she's Palestinian. And what she wrote about was what it's like to grow up being Palestinian in the United States.
Right.
And going to a private school where half of her colleagues in school were Jewish, and she didn't think there was a problem. And all of a sudden they're like calling her a terrorist, and she's 13. So things like that, right? So that Mercury square Saturn, let's say, I don't know, but let's say, or opposite Saturn, there's this hindering. You want to talk about something, but you can't. She always said, I don't want to write about the stuff because every Palestinian has the same experience. What am I bringing to the table that's unique?
Okay.
But our instructor, Centra Wilson, was like, Americans need to know this. We don't know this. We don't hear this. What do we hear? We hear Hamas, blah, blah, blah. We hear, terrorism, blah, blah, blah. We don't hear about this 13-year-old girl who's being called a terrorist by someone in her summer camp who has done nothing, And now she's like an executive in some, high up company, and she's still struggling with, do I have the right to talk about this, to talk about my personal experience? And the answer, of course, for anyone who has a personal experience is yes.
Yes.
You have not only the right, you have the obligation to tell us what it's like to be you. Because how else are we supposed to understand?
Yes.
How else is anyone supposed to know what that's about? Otherwise, it's just academic. It's just, the things you see on the news, the horror stories that they package for you. And everyone is human. Everyone has the right to exist. And everyone has the right to be themselves and to talk about their experience. And that might be a hurdle that you would have to get over if you had a difficult aspect between the Mercury and Saturn.
Telling your story.
Yeah. It's like, well, everyone knows that. No.
They don't.
No,
they
everyone
don't.
does not know that. No.
No, they don't. It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Mercury, Uranus.
Mercury, Uranus.
Inspiration.
Lightning
bolt.
You don't have an aspect, right? No.
I don't think so.
Nor do I. No, I don't have much going to that Mercury. So Mercury, Uranus, see, these are the two mind planets as I see it. You've got your everyday mind, which is Mercury, then you've got your abstract mind, which is Uranus.
Yeah.
Where ideas come, your genius is.
Genius, exactly. Yeah.
So these two conjunct, honestly, it's the sign of an astrologer. It really is, that you're able to talk about it and understand charts, read charts.
Yeah. And if you're not an astrologer, maybe you're a physicist.
Well, yes, maybe you're Sheldon Cooper or whoever.
Or Brian Cox or whatever.
Yeah. And you're it's
the rock star physicist.
Or that guy in Oxford who's the mathematician guy who's just brilliant and he looks about 12, know. But you've got a lot to say, and it's maybe people don't understand what you're talking about. We've got to say it.
Yeah. I mean, if they're conjunct or trine or sextile, maybe they do. Maybe you have the ability to transfer those genius insights into something that's palatable and understandable to everyone else. And if they're square or opposite, maybe you are that mad genius. The guy who has a beautiful mind, right? Like the insights that you have trouble.
You're counting poker chips or whatever the cards are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's got to be. You got to work it. If you got it, you got to work it.
Yeah.
But I do think where Uranus is concerned, people may not understand.
Yeah.
It won't necessarily go down easily.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So use technology, use AI. Say, here's my idea. How can I make this palatable?
Yes. Yes. And it's the same with astrology. If you're, say, an astrology writer, not everybody's going to, a lot of people will still poo-poo astrology anyway.
No matter what. Yeah.
But you've just got to, own your niche and go down that road and 100%. Share your message.
And there are so many different types of astrology writers. Everyone from, Saint Stephen Arroyo, who made it so palatable and so understandable to everyone that you could just read that and you could be a beginner and go, oh my God, I understand this. This is amazing.
Yes.
To someone like Richard Tarnas, who is like such an academic that even half the astrologers are not reading his books because they're just like, well, that's dry. That's too much.
Exactly.
That's, that's history. That's depressing, blah, blah. But he's a brilliant, like a genius.
Interpretive, yes.
And if you want people to actually accept astrology who are not like just kind of born and bred into it, you need both of those things.
You do.
You need the extremes, right?
You do.
So Uranus is about extremes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So Mercury, Neptune.
Mercury, Neptune. Gosh, do we know anyone with this aspect? Arwynne.
Do I?
Do you?
Oh, God, it's a square.
It's a square. Yeah. Arwynne's got a square. Everyone's got so many aspects to her Mercury. I don't know why we do. We should have just call it the Arwynne Mercury. So do I. Okay, I've got a square. There you go. So this is.
Do you have the square too?
I do.
Oh, look at us.
Now, this is interesting because there's very few things that we both have in our charts. We've got the North Node in the same position, but this is an aspect. Mercury square Neptune, we both have.
Amazing. You know what they say when you look this up in some old astrology books? Liars. Lying.
Oh, yeah.
What? Rude.
Yes.
Rude.
Wafflers.
Yeah. Poets. Musicians.
Yeah. Dreamers.
Dreamers, yeah. The lovers, the dreamers, and me, as Kermit said.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here we have it. So because Mercury has to dominate it, well, I would assume, because it's the visible planet, and Neptune's bringing in the what for you? The
inspiration,
imagination. Yeah.
It's my mother on my shoulder going, but what about art? What about beauty? What about love?
I know.
My happy mother saying like, well, yeah, but does it inspire you? And I'm like, I don't know. I just need money. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of the tiger mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and personally, with my Mercury square Neptune, I do write about art. I do have an art blog, and I do have a newsletter. And who knew? And it's growing in leaps and bounds, just quietly in the background there.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. The talking about art as a hobby artist. It's not. I'm not a fine artist in any stretch of the imagination, but to inspire other people.
Yeah.
It's particularly women of the third age, let's say it, and to get back to their art. And
I was going to say too, because we are both over 50, a square, I have this weird theory that squares become trines, sort of. In a way, a square is just a right triangle in a way. And so as you get older, you can assimilate your squares into something that is flowing and more natural, because it's going to be much more friction when you're just beginning to communicate.
Yes.
And as you get older, it's just going to become something where like, oh, cool, this is something that, that I can do that is difficult, but fun and edgy and blah, blah, blah. And so I think that we've both kind of harnessed that Mercury square Neptune in a way that we maybe didn't in our 20s or 30s.
No.
Yeah.
And the fact that what I like is about this particular aspect is that the message is in the art. And I particularly like patterns and sigils and signs, and that this shape has meaning.
Yeah.
So it's not just mark making when you're doing art. It's actually, well, like astrology, you've got the glyphs for this and that.
Yeah.
But even shapes such as triangles and squares, which is part of my signs and symbols.
Yeah.
Would you believe deck that I'm working on at the moment? That shapes and symbols, and that round shapes are feminine and hard shapes are squares and that are masculine, and all of these things.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
And totally of no interest to a lot of the population, but there's a very small niche of people who are interested in what I have to say, and they're the people who are following me. So it's just crazy.
I mean, and the thing about shapes, like just a weird association with that, as I've mentioned, Central Wilson, like one of my OG writer idol.
Yeah.
She wrote in her book Fear and Clothing, which was about fashion. She did an episode or an article about Washington D.C. and Washington D.C. fashion, and she said women have round hair and men have square hair in D.C.
Wow!
And if you think about that, like how beautiful is that? That is so true.
Right.
Shapes.
Right.
Just as men with their square hair and women with their big helmet hair. It's so true.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very interesting how language evolved, how alphabets evolved through curved shapes and straight shapes. But I mean, I'm digressing. But this is the bit that interests me. Yeah,
I mean, absolutely, and that's a mercurial thing. Languages. I mean, if you look at Chinese characters, and you can see the description of what certain things mean, and you can actually see the picture means it. It's kind of a halfway point between
pictograms
and like Egyptian fonts, so, you know, like the little bird
hieroglyphs and whatnot.
Hieroglyphs, exactly. And there's something that looks like a little house over a little man, and he's like running, and it's
like this. I may have mentioned before. I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast that I'm trying to learn Arabic.
I love that,
but I have to start with the alphabet, and really, I'm as far as ABC at this stage. You know, Aleph, Ba, Va, and that's really where I am. So I've started creating my very own flashcards for Arabic.
Yeah.
Because the shape of the letter I must master.
Yeah.
And that is because it's a piece of art, Neptune, and I need to understand it, Mercury. And until I can get past that, I'm not going to be able to master this language.
Oh, that is such a beautiful illustration of the square right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it.
And I'm struggling. I'll tell you what, I don't know why I'm doing it, but I've got my cards over there. I can show you later, Arwynne, but maybe I'll put a picture on the blog post about that. But it's not easy, and a lot of people would have walked away at this stage, but I'm having to go back to basics, to ABC, because I can't get past it.
Yeah. I mean,
I know.
Hats off to you, because I can't imagine learning another language at this age.
No. But you know, it's good for you. You see, it's good to keep the mind
master
going.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, so it's very interesting that we both have Mercury square Neptune. I didn't realize that to start with, but I can see it in both of us.
Yeah, totally.
Different signs, but it's still there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right.
Mercury, Pluto.
What do we have?
Powerful communications.
Powerful communications.
Either speaking truth to power or wielding words as weapons.
Yes. Yes, I don't have an aspect. I don't believe you do either.
Yeah.
So, yes, this has got to be understanding the harsh truths as well, the hidden messages, the reading between the lines of what people are not saying.
Yeah.
You know, where did you bury the body? No, I didn't do that. But of course, everybody know they did. You know?
Yeah. And when you speak, it's important. Speaking.
Yes. They're not just rabbiting on about jibber jabber chit chat to fill a void.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This person chooses their words carefully, and
or they pay a lot of attention to what other people say.
Oh yeah.
Use it for later.
Yeah. Save that one for later. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
One has to wonder if, like, someone like Ghislaine Maxwell has this. You know.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
Oh God, she was the. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Someone who is using information against people.
Okay.
In a vulnerable situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not good then. Not good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah. But it could be a good thing, because you also might be an investigative journalist.
A researcher.
A researcher.
James Bond is a policeman or something.
Exactly. Sherlock Holmes.
Private eye.
Exactly. Someone who's using forensics, someone who's using all of the communications tools at their disposal to unearth the truth. Yeah.
Yeah. Because in the end, that's what's important, I think, with this
100%.
aspect.
I'm thinking about that wonderful woman whose name escapes me, but she wrote, she created these little dioramas they're in a museum in Baltimore. And she was like, I think in the 1920s or something like that. And she was the wife of a police officer. I can't remember exactly, but she created these little dioramas, these little doll houses of crime scenes. And to this day, they still use them because they illustrated actual crimes.
Oh.
And the police would actually look at these little, like, tiny little dollhouse dioramas of these crime scenes, and they would have to figure out the evidence.
Oh.
And she created these wonderful little perfect set pieces of crime. And right, I mean, with blood stains and like, here's the weapon, or here's there's footprints, or like there's the window's broken, or
so they're probably good at things like Cluedo and
yeah, totally.
It was Mrs. Scarlet in the library with the candlestick. Or
totally, yeah. I love it.
Great,
yeah.
Okay, so we've been talking about Mercury and Mercury's aspects, and you may have some of these aspects in your chart. You may not have all of the aspects. Certainly Mercury's not going to aspect every planet in your chart. You can have a selection, or you may not have one either. But as you've discovered that Arwynne and I have this and that, and we've got a few. Arwynne's got way more than me to her Mercury, so that tells us a lot already. So if you found value in this episode, please do consider sharing it with anybody who'd be interested. Make sure you're getting our newsletter, and you can sign up at starzology.com/newsletter. Additionally, make sure that you're following Arwynne, and Arwynne's writing about...
Yeah, so I'm at MsPink.net, and you can subscribe. I am writing every week. I send out a newsletter every Saturday, and I recently talked about the divorce of my parents and what that was like in the 70s and 80s, flying by myself, and the glamorous stewardesses and whatnot. So yeah, if you're interested in that kind of thing, I also talk about goddesses in astrology and books and movies, etc. But yeah.
Sounds good.
Thanks. Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening so far, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.